Welcome to the wonderful world of baking. We're about to embark on a delightful journey that will take you from kitchen basics to creating delicious treats. First, let's talk about organizing your kitchen. A well-organized kitchen is key to a smooth baking experience. Safety is paramount, so always be mindful of hot surfaces and sharp tools. Now, let's go over the essential tools you'll need. Mixing bowls, measuring cups and spoons, a good quality whisk, and of course, an oven. With these basics, you're ready to start baking. Now, let's dive into Ingredients 101. Understanding your ingredients is crucial for successful baking. Flour is the foundation of most baked goods, and there are several types to choose from, like all-purpose, bread, and cake flour. Sugars come in many forms too, such as granulated, brown, and powdered. Fats, like butter and oil, add richness and moisture. Leaveners, such as baking powder and baking soda, help your treats rise. Eggs provide structure and stability. And finally, flavorings like vanilla extract and spices add that special touch to your baked creations. In this section, we'll cover some essential techniques. Accurate measuring is the first step to consistent results. Remember to spoon your flour into the measuring cup and level it off with a knife. Understanding ratios is also important. It helps you balance ingredients for the perfect texture. Basic mixing methods, like creaming butter and sugar or folding in dry ingredients, are fundamental skills every baker should master. With these techniques, you'll be well on your way to baking success. Time for some practical application. Let's start with simple cookies and muffins. These recipes are perfect for practicing your measuring, mixing, and oven skills. For cookies, you'll learn how to cream butter and sugar, incorporate dry ingredients, and shape the dough. Muffins will teach you the importance of not over-mixing the batter to keep them light and fluffy. Once you've mastered these basics, you'll have a solid foundation for more complex recipes. Happy baking! Understanding dough is crucial to baking. There are different types of dough, like short dough and long dough. Each has its own unique properties and uses. Now, let's get practical. We'll be baking biscuits and scones to practice handling dough without overmixing. This will help you develop a feel for the perfect dough consistency. Moving on to pastry fundamentals. We'll start with an introduction to short crust pastry and then create a simple tart. This will lay the foundation for more complex pastries in the future. Creative exercise. Flavored scones or tarts, encouraging experimentation. Working with yeast, types of yeast, fermentation, and the importance of temperature. Bread techniques, kneading, proofing, and baking basics for consistent results. Let's get practical with a basic white loaf and a simple whole wheat loaf. These are great staples for any baker's repertoire. Now, here's a fun challenge. Experiment with add-ins like seeds, herbs, or spices to enhance the flavor and texture of your bread. It's a great way to get creative in the kitchen. Next, we'll dive into enriched doughs. These doughs have a higher fat and sugar content, which contributes to their elasticity and richness. It's a whole new level of baking. Techniques for enriched doughs are essential for achieving that perfect, tender crumb. Proper mixing, folding and baking at lower temperatures are key steps to master. Now, let's get practical with brioche and cinnamon rolls. We'll focus on texture and flavor development to make these treats truly irresistible. For our project, you can try making a flavored brioche or put a creative twist on cinnamon rolls. The possibilities are endless, so have fun experimenting. All right, let's dive into refining our pastry skills. We'll cover rolling, shaping, blind baking, and of course, those beautiful decorative finishes. Now, onto the types of fillings. We'll explore custard, fruit-based, and chocolate. Plus, we'll go over techniques for stability and flavor. For our practical segment, we'll be making either an apple pie or a fruit tart. We'll also practice lattice or crimping techniques for that perfect finish. Creative exercise. Design a unique tart or pie, focusing on flavors and presentation. Cake types, understanding sponges, butter cakes, and Genoese. Mixing and baking techniques. Creaming method, folding in egg whites and achieving volume. Practical classic vanilla sponge and chocolate layer cake with basic frosting. Challenge apply layering and frosting techniques to create a visually appealing cake. Lamination fundamentals. Working with butter, folding techniques, and dough temperature control. Croissant and Danish doughs, rolling, folding, and shaping laminated doughs. Practical classic croissants and simple Danish pastries focus on flakiness and flavor. Creative exercise. Experiment with fillings for unique croissant or Danish flavors. All right, let's dive into advanced decoration and plating. We'll be exploring piping, glazing, chocolate work, and those all-important finishing touches. Now, it's time to develop your signature bake. You'll be incorporating all the techniques you've learned to create a truly unique baked item. For the practical part, you'll be working on your final project with a signature bake. This will involve using multiple techniques from the previous weeks. Finally, we'll have the showcase and feedback session. You'll present your signature bake, participate in a peer review, and receive valuable feedback for improvement.